So, hello and welcome people to one of the only RPGs made by Konami. It is also one of the only RPGs on the Nintendo 64. It is also one of the only wrestling RPG platformers on the Nintendo 64 or in existence. It's Hybrid Heaven. It's expansion pack enhanced, but don't believe that. Expansion pack does nothing to enhance this game. But yeah, the expansion pack is used to enable two other resolution modes, which is letterbox and high resolution. Don't use them. They will literally make the they will literally make the game unplayable.
Do you want to actually play the game? Yes or no?
Exactly. This game uses the exact same engine as the Castlevania games, and if you know anything about them, you do not use the resolution modes.
The U.S. and Russian presidents revealed today that they are all but ready to conclude talks on the reduction of existing nuclear arsenals and are prepared to ratify the historic agreement that promises to be a giant leap towards world peace in New York City on the 24th. President Weller is slated to arrive in New York City tomorrow and attend the ratification after some last-minute discussions with the Russian president, who's scheduled to fly in on the same day. In a press conference yesterday, a confident President Weller stated to the media that on the coming 24th, the United States and Russia should be delivering a very Merry Christmas present to the world. In other news,
We shouldn't be seen talking, so I'll be brief. Let's go over this one last time. The substitution of the president will be executed the day after tomorrow in New York City. You are not to leave the president's side no matter what. Everything depends on that moment when there's no one but our operatives around him. If we miss this chance, it will throw off the timetable for the invasion. We can't afford any mistake. One more thing, don't forget to make contact with Mr. Diaz in New York. He'll bring the tools and the weapons you need. That'll be all. Let's make this work. But man, put some clothes on, will you? And don't forget to act like a human once you're overground.
Johnny, are you there? I guess you're out again today. Maybe you're busy, but are you doing okay? Well, it's Christmas soon. The year's almost over. Johnny, you haven't forgotten our pact, have you? That we'll meet again this year under the Christmas tree in D.C. on Christmas Eve? I don't care how late you show up. Just meet me there, okay? I'll be waiting. Anyway, call me again when you get in.
Mr. Diaz, he's here.
Johnny? It is you, isn't it? Why didn't he recognize me? Is it just someone who looks like him?
Why did you shoot?
Not now. There's something wrong with Mr. Diaz. We've got to get him below ground.
There's a witness.
The evidence is gone. There's no trace left.
Wasn't that a great intro?
Okay, so I see we're playing as the best protagonist right now.
Right now, yes.
And I also, something to note, that businessman was totally staring at that dude's junk the whole time.
I mean... Well, this game wasn't quite far enough to have full frontal nudity, but a naked man showering in a Nintendo 64 game is quite uncommon.
Yeah. This guy didn't care at all.
There is no actual, talk button. Or it doesn't really seem like there is one. People who, you interact with objects by approaching them, which can become sort of annoying at times, but they're usually spaced far enough that you don't interact with anything you don't want to interact with. So they're not gonna put a chest right next to a door, so you would walk into you'd walk outside instead of opening a chest. However, picking up tiny objects from the ground can become slightly annoying. Also, what is also annoying is the map. I prefer it fixed. Rolling camera can be nice, but I rather know what direction I'm going. The map is designed to work in either way because they don't really make too many maps where things get too confusing. You also may have seen that I have, right there. These are traps. Destroying them is usually a waste of your time. Some of them will have items in them, but they're very rare and they're always fixed. It's not like you can re-enter a room and grind for them. And here we need to reactivate a code key. Basically, it's like the code keys in Resident Evil, except you need to update them all the time. You have only one key in this game, and each time you find a new door, you have to search for an update location in a given area. you never open 2 doors with the same update, is also what I want to say. And you also want to look around every room, because they have a tendency to hide treasure chests just outside of your view, and well, they are you want to get them because well, I will have way too many things by the end of this playthrough. There is no such thing as being overly prepared in a game like this.
So does,
especially
so
when
are
it's
you
your first
actually aiming
playthrough.
there, or does he just like auto aim and stuff?
You have to manually aim.
Oh, okay.
You can look at things with, I believe it is an L button, but it's way more convenient to look at stuff with the targeting with your gun. It gives you more than enough range of view. Yeah, we get the diffuser, and sadly they never upgrade it. The only thing that does get upgraded is the traps, and they become progressively more annoying to deal with, which is why eventually it is just better to run away from them. They also start to put them in a very, very, very unfair placement. Like right in front of the doors, where you don't even have enough time to react to them. But the game does provide with enough HP restores to go about.
So based on that elevator sequence, Mass Effect ripped off this game, right?
Totally. Oh, and also I should mention the damage is percentage based. So it's only doing 5 damage now because our HP is very low. It's gonna do more once we have higher HP. So the traps will always be annoying, is what I meant to say. They're just the traps themselves are just about the only thing that I dislike about this game, because otherwise everything else is in the varying degree of from awesome to good, but the traps are pretty awful. Like, for example, I know that in this corridor there is one trap that will always spawn a small heal, and it's one of those things like, you know, I mean, well, not quite to the same degree, but you know how in the first Pokemon there is one trash can with a Pokeball in it, so then you have to check every single one of them. It's one of those things, considering just how few of them actually have anything. See, that one dropped it.
Pick it up, please. Please.
Yeah, you have to nudge yourself in the direction. I should mention the controls, which are actually perfectly fine. You know, considering it's an early 3D game, fully 3D game. There is a bit of a momentum going on, but for the most part, you're never required to do anything like fast-paced platforming, like in Castlevania 64, aka the game this is actually based off of in terms of the engine.
Yeah, much better use of said engine.
See, it has very Tomb Raider-y, kind of Tomb Raider-y jumping scheme, where it's like stand in a place and jump. You get a lot of vertical height. Run and jump, you get a lot of horizontal momentum. And our character will also climb on top of objects if you press jump while running into them, which is also very nice.
But can he out-jump Harry Potter?
No.
Just nope.
No. There aren't many platforming protagonists that can out-jump the PS1 Potter. But
I
yes,
still love how in the third game they made it canon that he's a super athletic dude.
yes. And these are our save point. They will recover our HP, so remember that. It's very useful for grinding.